All right. So someone on Reddit had a question about breakdowns, and I said Sensei Philippe would do it. So
Yeah.
here's the breakdown, the question, right? Has anyone done a breakdown of Nagase's throw against Grigalashvili in the 81 kg Olympic finals? I didn't see any hip fakes to feint the forward throw, and then you were saying how...
Well, a few seconds before he gets his ippon throw in, watch it, that he goes in on Uchimata Haraigoshi, kind of try to get the Georgian to believe that he's going to throw him forward. And then they take a few steps back, and they're in the same position again, but this time he goes for Kosotogari and bends his upper body and neck backwards, not to get countered. So that was kind of the setup, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by feint the forward throw, because I think
he didn't do anything to push him forward to get him to go backwards. I think that he meant that basic judo stuff, like push.
Yeah, I think it was a miswording. Okay,
well, he didn't have to, because at that point, the Georgian was kind of expecting, I think, a forward throw. Because he was going in that direction previously. So he was expecting another forward attack, and that's when cleverly Nagase just changed direction. And
do you think he did that because he was blocking so much with his hip forward the entire time?
No, I think he had that planned.
Yeah.
Because the three attacks he does before he gets his ippon throw are not full force in. It seems more like he's marking and making believe. I mean, you would have to ask him, but it seems so from my point of view.
Okay, so next part, I didn't see any special gripping tricks either. Grigalashvili seemed to have a good grip. His hikite arm, that's the pulling arm, usually the sleeve hand, wasn't terribly pulled out of position. And on the second throw, his over-gripping arm even had a hold of the belt. So, I guess he's talking about when they were standing next to each other, trying to see what each other does. He had a Georgian grip or a Russian tie, whatever, grip over the belt. So, I guess his question was, what was he thinking? I guess so. I know Japanese athletes train a lot for the specific gripping scenario to prepare for the Georgian style, but Nagase really made it look too easy.
But Nagase has more than one grip for each throw. That means Nagase, he has a series different ways of gripping, and from any grip he can do 2 or 3 different throws. He can do the same throw from 3 different grips as well. So I don't think he needs one specific grip to do his throw.
I also think it's really not talked about very often about how good he is at gripping.
Very good.
He's very good, and
very good.
People don't really talk about that a lot.
He's a very overall well-rounded judoka, from gripping to newaza to very upright, beautiful judo.
Yeah.
And he makes it look easy. His throws sometimes just seem effortless.
Yeah. So he just put his right leg behind Grigalashvili, waited a moment, and went for the backwards trip. I guess you mean Kosotogari, Tanitoshi, whatever. And he did it 2 times. I'm wondering if anyone has noticed some subtle details that Nagase is using that I'm just not seeing. And he's even wondering if Grigalashvili was injured or exhausted coming into the bout. That's how it made it look effortless.
Well, they're both tired. They've both been fighting all day.
I think Nagase had an easier bracket, right? Versus Grigalashvili right before this match, he had this long golden score fight with the Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't seem tired, either one of them. They weren't even in golden score yet. I just think Nagase, when he positioned himself for the ippon throw, he felt that he could get it again because he had already got a wazari and the same technique. So when he positioned himself, maybe he was just thinking to make sure that he doesn't get countered, nothing goes wrong, and that he really has full contact. Because then what he does, he uses his neck also to drive the Georgian backwards.
So
did
he do that in this match?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll talk about that as we go through it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guess the question, he didn't ask it right away, but I think the spirit of that question was, why did he get that grip and do nothing with it? And he was just waiting to get thrown backwards, I guess.
Well, it's a lot of nerves. I guess it's a lot of tension. It's an Olympic finals. People don't always do things that what they think they want to do, or surprises happen. I would assume, So even if you have a scenario written in your head, once you get there, you might feel that it's not the right moment. I need to do something else. There's so much at stake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't speak for them.
I think I think that's the right answer, but I don't think that would be a satisfactory
satisfactory.
answer.
Well, I don't think there is a satisfactory
Yeah.
answer. How about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
No, true, it is. People
Yeah.
are always going to say, what about this, what about that? But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why do people...
people don't understand how
Sure.
nerve-wracking it is. This is the
Yeah.
biggest tournament of most people's lives.
All
Of
right.
course, of
So
course.
let's go through this. For those who... We're not going to show the image because the ILC will just like shut
take
me
us down.
Will sue me.
Yeah.
So we're
They
just
can
gonna.
sue you. Just
So you're gonna have to figure it out. So
So we're watching a video. We're just starting it off right now. They're getting up together to get a grip.
4 years old. Here we go. Olympic final.
so Nagase is a righty, if I remember. So he's getting
Yeah.
that left collar grip first.
And he always has a right foot forward. He has a very right foot stand forward. And from there he does his uchimata, his haragoshi, his ashiguruma, osotogari many times. And sometimes kosotogari. I've seen it before.
It presents itself to come across.
He also has a very sneaky utsurigoshi that comes from
Yeah.
on the other side on occasion. So he has lots of different techniques, even Tayutoshi.
So why do you think he changed his strategy from grabbing the lapel first with his left hand to grabbing the sleeve first?
Because he can execute any of these throws from any,
any grip, okay.
That's why, in my opinion.
Do you think it has something to do with how he started bending over his posture?
For sure.
Yeah.
It has to do with how
Because when he's
Georgian
upright, you see
response.
when he's upright right now, he grabs the lapel.
Yeah.
But when he starts bending over, he swaps to his sleeve.
yeah.
Like now, he just swapped his sleeve.
He's had such amazing balance today.
And he immediately attacks. So Georgian tries to attempt to attack right there. He doesn't get it. He immediately continues into ground technique for himself, taking it down to Newaza.
And the Georgian is a bit in trouble in Awasa. He probably won't want to be there.
Yeah. And he doesn't like give him a break. Like, oh, he attacked, we stopped, stand back up. He immediately continues into Newaza with him.
Would grabbing the lapel while he's bent over open Nagase up to some throws? Is that why he probably doesn't do that?
Sometimes with the Georgians. Yeah, I mean,
So he's upright again. He swapped his sleeve again.
he does some classical judo.
Well, the drop suinage is relatively safe for the Georgian.
Yeah.
Because Nagase usually steps over when somebody attacks and overtakes them with an uchimata.
It's a place where he could.
The negative thing for the Georgian when he gets his drop suinage ends up in Newaza. And Nagase seems to be very good.
Very
in Newaza.
comfortable in it, yeah.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
More so than the Georgian.
And it's so calm too when you watch him turn him over. It's not like explosive, like
It's very elegant.
yeah.
Yeah. It's very Japanese elegant.
Disappears on. It comes from nowhere.
Winning with style.
How fast that is.
He attempts to drop Sonagi again.
No,
Yeah.
that's assuming Aishi.
Well, it started with a drop suinage and into like
Yeah.
a sumiyoshi, but
He's still managing to get in. All in a split second.
So he has the over the back grip now. It reaches all the way over.
yeah.
That's- When I teach that to the beginners, I tell them once you get that over the back grip, don't just hang out there because that could happen.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's a very beginner mistake, like the comment said.
Well, if you have your arm around the back and relatively high, you can use that hand
Yeah.
to pull them down.
So Nagase got the Wazari for that throw right there.
You get a wazari, and if you get a wazari for one throw, very likely at some point later in the match you want to probably try the same thing again. It might just work,
But he doesn't come back from behind. He doesn't go behind very
but
often.
you might have to camouflage it a little bit, which is exactly what he's going to do.
Come back here.
I think Uchimata and Ashiguruma are what we usually see could come out of
Yes.
Nagase.
Yes.
Totally different light on it. He likes to choose when to score. Yes, he does. Absolutely does. He likes to be in charge.
So watch now what he does. You see that what he does?
Yes, but he's grabbing the hip.
Yeah, and he does it not full force in, but he signals them.
Yeah.
And now he
Yeah.
positions himself.
For that, yeah, I would think Ashiguruma's coming when he gets that
Yeah.
really extreme stance,
But now he positions himself behind him a little bit.
but not
There.
too far.
But
Yeah,
see
yeah.
his upper body
Yes.
is pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His head's right there on the
Yeah.
body right there, pushing backwards.
So it's not so much the grip, but it's also everything else leading
Posturing,
up to
posturing. And the element of surprise. Probably the Georgian thought he's going to get an attack forward, Ashiguruma or something like that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he was attempting like giving those baits to those first big
Yeah.
throws.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna come in.
So
Oh,
it's
no.
really classical judo.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend to throw you forward, but I'm actually going to throw you backwards.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's what we teach, basic judo. You know,
Just at a very high level.
At the highest level, yeah, yeah.
Two-time Olympian high level.
But they're both, I mean, great judokas. I mean, the margins are very small. But I'm happy to see that somebody wins by ippon and not shidos.
Yeah.
The shido game at the Olympics was pretty sad
Yeah.
to watch. You know.
Yeah.
So this was actually one of the better matches.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I was one of my favorite matches to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was a clean, beautiful throw, great setup.
Yes.
You know.
All right, well, there you go.